Welcome back to the Straight No Chaser podcast, where we tell the truth, the whole truth, and none of that pretend you don't know how to load the dishwasher nonsense, y'all. Today's episode, I know you're going to like this. We're going to have some fun today. Today's episode is all about pro-life tips, right? The kind women and men use to survive the chaos of modern relationships. Now, these ain't the tips you're going to find in a pamphlet at the clinic. No, baby. These are something else. These are the psychological hacks, manipulative masterpieces, as I call them, generational survival tactics passed down like recipes, but with more salt. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have these discussions talking about, the games that men and women play with one another. We're just going to have a little lighthearted fun today. Like, as a woman, right? I know how to do many things, a lot of things, but there are times where I will pretend to be helpless. I just don't know how to fix the remote. Yeah. Right. Listen, you got to remember, a lot of times we're not a damsel in distress, right? We're actually a tactician in stilettos, if you pay attention, right? And one of the reasons why women do it is because men love to feel needed. Men love to have a purpose, a sense of meaning, a sense of being, right? And I'm not one to stop a man from having that sense of being. You understand? Not at all. This is one of the reasons why I've never changed a car tire. Not for not wanting to learn, I guess. I guess it's a skill to possess. I guess. I wouldn't know. Because in my experience, if you end up with a flat tire, a man will show up. It's like going in the bathroom and saying Candyman 3 times and then Candyman shows up. It's kind of like that. If you pull your car over the side of the road, right? And you show that you've taken out your spare or you got your trunk open. If you just open your trunk and while you're pulled over on the side of the road, a man will show up. A man will show up. It's like putting honey on a plate and sitting it outside. You know how flies are just going to show up? Same thing. If that car is disabled, a man will show up, right? And it's because they like to help. It gives them a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose, and it makes them feel good to do it. Like, I once had a friend who pretended for 2 years that she couldn't drive on the freeway until her man broke up with her. And suddenly, all of a sudden, she became Vin Diesel. You know what I mean? Proving that she was Vin the entire time. Because there becomes an art to that level of incompetence. Do you understand? Because it's intentional incompetence. It's not that you are not capable. It's not that you can't do certain things. It's that you've made a choice. I'm not doing those things. And in order for me not to do them, well, I'll just act like I don't know how, and the right people will show up. Like, it's not that your woman don't know how to take out the trash. She just knows how long it takes him to do it when he stands there looking confused. You feel me? So if you take a long time to do something, yeah, we'll handle it. But ideally, we can play the same game. Ladies, raise your hand if you've ever said, I don't know how to hang this picture frame, knowing damn well you own a laser and a stud finder, right? Come on, sis. You're playing a game. And the men know, and they have no problems playing that game with you. Even though he pretends to be outraged, they're not outraged. They're not outraged at all. They like every minute of it because it gives them a sense of being, belonging, a purpose, right? And men do the same damn thing. They do weaponize incompetence as well. A masterclass in it, if you want to be honest. Because I see it a lot of times with men. Why ask for help when you can mess it up bad enough that she'll never ask again? That's weaponized incompetence. Men do it every day. Well, if I just don't do this quite right, chances are her asking me again are going to be slim to none. An example, burning spaghetti like it's rocket fuel just to avoid being put on dinner duty again. That's weaponized incompetence. You know how to cook, sir. You just don't want to be on the bag for it. Or the grocery store booby trap. Like, y'all ask a stranger in the store what brand of almond milk to buy because your wife gonna kill you if you come home with the wrong one. It becomes a way that you can get women to help ensure that you meet your goal, right? And women are going to do it. Why are we going to do it? Because we all know the pain of sending our husband to the store and telling him exactly what we want, giving him a picture, telling him exactly where to walk to it in the store, and breasts still come back with the wrong item. So we doing it for his wife, not for him, because we want to make sure our sister friend, actually gets the thing that she sent him to the store for. You know? But men will do this stuff. They will act like laundry is like an ancient riddle written in Latin. Sir, it's cotton in cold water. Stop the cap, okay? This ain't NASA. All right? Men will sit there and easily be able to operate a PS5 with 8 buttons and 3 joysticks, but don't know how to press start on a washing machine. Stop playing with me. This is why I tell you guys, both sexes do it. Both sexes do it. And it gets into this conversation about who's sacrificing more and who's really tired. You got the mom saying, I've been up since 5 a.m. with the baby, and you got dad saying, I had a long day at work. Both of y'all tired, but the house is still dirty. House is still dirty. Because the thing is, when you're in a relationship, relationships are like, for example, marriage. Marriage is like a relay race, but both runners are trying to fake an injury so they don't have to carry the baton. It's like, nah, we both can do this work. You know, she's like, can you bathe the baby? He's like, I would, but she cries when I do it wrong. And she's like, and yet you still breathe. Stop the cap. That's why I said we all do it. We all do it. We all do it. It's nothing like being, like I said earlier, it is nothing like being in a store and seeing a man lost walking around looking for something and asking people for help. You already know what it is. Men FaceTiming their wives to say, okay, is this the tampons you want? Or is it this? Or is it this? And then in the end, still walking out with no tampons, instead just walking out with 2 packs of cinnamon rolls. Like, sir, she didn't send you for that. You know? And as women, we have collective trauma from seeing that shit because we know how many times we done sent the man to the store for one thing, and he always come back with something else. I sent you for apple juice. You came back with Gatorade, sir. How did that happen? How did that happen? I want to ask you ladies a question while you're listening to the podcast. What is the worst thing your man ever brought back from the store? Let me know in the comments. What's the worst thing your guy ever brought back? Now, ladies, I don't want you to get too comfortable because I called us out earlier in this podcast episode, and I'm gonna keep doing it because there's a psychology of pretending not to know. We all do it, women and men. It's not stupidity, y'all. It's strategy. Hell, even kids do it. Even children do it. Because for a lot of men, not all, but for a lot of men, they were raised to be praised for trying, right? Women were raised to be perfect or punished. I know I was. This expectation that I should just get it. While my brother, he could fail up. My brothers could fail up, not me. You know? So it's that learned helplessness thing versus learned responsibility. You know, he don't do it because he knows you will, and you do it because you know he won't. Both of you are conditioned. It's like a silent auction of responsibility. The person who speaks last ends up cleaning the toilet. That's what happens. That's what ends up happening. Now, if you're listening to this and you have stories that radiate, share them in the comments with me. Because I would love to hear your experiences. You know, like I said earlier in this podcast, I've never changed a tire. Not that I probably couldn't. I'm sure I could figure it out. But why figure it out when a man will do it? Yeah, I know some people go, oh, sis, what about equality? I don't want equality when it comes to changing tires on a fucking car. I'm good on that. I don't need any equality. I love the imbalance when it comes to that, okay? All right? I'm on some things I'm all for gender roles, and one of them has to do with a car. All right. I have no desire to become a mechanic, but I'll watch you do it. I'll watch you. But you got to be careful, y'all. You have to be careful in all of this, right? Because these hacks can backfire on you. Because when you fake incompetence too damn well, They're going to believe you're dumb. Yep. Because then now you've convinced your date you don't know how to multiply. Sis, get your calculator, beloved. Don't do it to yourself. Sir, you said you didn't know how to iron and now she's dressing you like a middle schooler. Be careful. Be careful. Because it's like trying to play dead around a bear and realizing that the bear thinks you're lunch. You're not going to get nowhere with that. You understand? You're not going to get anywhere with that. So be careful. All right? Be careful. And I know I'm doing jokes and jest and we're having some fun with this. But understand, if you don't want to get caught up in all of the mess, being the default parent or the volunteer helper, because resentment is going to build up with that type of stuff, because see, it's funny until someone's on the verge of a breakdown. Then all of a sudden it won't be funny anymore, right? So to avoid all of that drama, just come up with systems and tools that work for you and your loved one in your relationships, okay? Just do that. Just do that. Because, see, beneath the jokes, y'all, I need you to understand there is some truth here. People want rest, they want fairness, and they want appreciation. And humor is a survival mechanism for that. But relationships need clarity, not just comedy. Because sometimes we play dumb, y'all. I'm thinking about it. Sometimes we play dumb because asking for help feels too hard. Or because we're tired of always doing it ourselves. You understand? Because life is a three-legged race, and one of y'all dragging the other ain't going to win. It's not. You either learn to walk together or you're going to fall down being cute. I'm going to say it one more time. You either learn to walk together or you're going to fall down being cute. So whether you're out here faking dumb, faking tired, or just faking interest in who's right, just remember, the biggest pro-life tip of all is learning to live it together. Because even if you got to pretend not to know how to plug in the toaster, you can't win them all, right? Of course not. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Straight No Chaser podcast. Don't forget to check out all my episodes in a variety of platforms: Patreon, Spotify, YouTube. Thank you so much. And remember, don't let nobody live rent-free in your head. Don't feed the trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace.